We're here today, and I'm just going to spend a brief couple moments, and then Mr. Mills and some other people will get up and present some information about this fine young man here who spent 46 years driving for Blackhawk and 4 years prior to that driving for Woodford. So Mr. Schliem is always, in my estimation, focused on all of you, the students, and caring about what's good for you and being good to you and caring about this community. And as always, as I can remember 37 years ago, when I was riding the football bus to games, Mr. Schliem drove for us, and he always, as well as some of our other drivers actually, always had stories of what great things kids have done. He's always kept the students here at Blackhawk in the forefront. He's always been concerned about everybody's well-being in this community and doing what's right for this community. When Blackhawk has a person who spent a number of years in the district retire, it's not always this fanfare, but for Mr. Schliem in the 46 years, we felt this was appropriate. He's got to know many of you over the years driving the bus that you've either ridden on this daily route or co-curricular events. So what we usually do as a district is we give those people an engraved watch, talking about, with their name, Blackhawk on it, and the number of years they worked for the district. So at this time, I'd like to present the watch for the district to Mr. Schliem and thank him for his service to the community and all of us. Let's start with the military for 2 weeks.
Well, thanks, Mr. Chambers. And yeah, thanks everybody for taking the time to come down here and recognize a very special warrior. Blackhawk, I think all of us standing over here, kind of older generations, know that Blackhawk High School was originally two high schools, South Point and Gratiot. So in 1968, we became Blackhawk, and I believe, is Larry your oldest? No. Is Larry the oldest? Patty's the oldest, and then Larry. So when Dick's oldest kids got into high school, I think in the mid-70s, so I'm 50, right? So a lot of you understand what 50 is. So I'm 50, so I was born in 1972, so we're going all the way back to the 1970s. Which I know for the elementary kids is pretty hard to kind of comprehend what that means. Heck, even for our high school kids, the 70s might be a little bit hard to comprehend. So your first year driving the bus, the school bus, was 1977, is that correct? 1976? Like 1971. 1971. Now for the Blackhawk School District, or was that for Woodford?
I took over for his grandpa.
So in 1971, my grandfather ran a grocery store in Woodford, Wisconsin, and his name was Russell Sandler. So when he retired, or was no longer driving the Woodford route to the Woodford Country Schools, Dick began in 1971. That's awesome, and he's been doing it ever since. And then when Blackhawk obviously got going, you came and started driving not only for our regular routes, but when did you start driving for the football team?
1976.
So in 1976, this gentleman drove every single football team up till 2018, I think, right? When Blackhawk football was 2 years ago. So when Blackhawk football was no longer just Blackhawk, is when Dick retired from that. So he's driven for a lot of individuals, right? And then he also had drove for years, driving all of our boys basketball teams, right? Can you remember when you started driving for our boys basketball teams? Same year. So 1976. Of all those years, right? And then baseball, the same thing, 1976. So he pretty much drove and got to know all of our boy athletes from 1976 to the year 2018. That's pretty amazing, right? That's pretty amazing. And so how many of those individuals are in this gym today? Anybody who rode Dick Schliem's bus, right? Whether it was a regular route right? Whether you're a regular route or you were a member of one of those athletic teams. How many of you have ridden, right, for Dick Schliem? And he got you there safe. And here's the thing about Dick, not just driving the bus. See all the hands, kids, of all the old timers, right, that Dick has driven? And Dick wasn't just the bus driver. He was a part of the team every single time. Whether it be baseball, basketball, football, he was a big part of our team. And I don't know if there's a bigger fan of Black Hawk than Dick Schliem. In fact, he has had, I don't know how many grandchildren he has. You know off the top of your head, Carol, can you help him? We're going to put him on the spot. How many grandchildren?
18.
18 years right. He got it. And 19 great-grandchildren, right? But he's got 18 grandchildren. And this is how big of a fan Dick was of the Black Hawk Warrior football team. He did have some grandkids play for other schools, right? But he would not give up driving that bus for that Black Hawk football team. So that's pretty dedicated Black Hawk Warrior to miss some of his grandkids' athletic competitions just so that he could, right, continue to drive for our athletic team. So that's awesome. Who is the oldest person in the room that had Dick as a driver? Who would be the oldest person in the room? I think I know. No, I don't think so. Where's he at? He's got to be here. I saw it. Where's Scott? Where's Scott Stern? There's Scott. I think you, well, yeah, but you don't count, right? You don't count. You're Scott. But Scott here, Mr. Cernick, to some of you, right? He's an alumnus of Black Hawk. When was the first time you met Mr. Dick Schliem?
Well, that would have been 1976.
1976. And anything stand out to you about him as a bus driver during your years playing from in 1976 on?
Well, like you said, he was more than a driver. He was an assistant coach. He kept the stats. He was everything to all of us kids. So.
And Mr. Cernick was so impressed with him as a driver, he ended up marrying Dick's daughter. We have a special presentation. Now that's the oldest person, right, in the room that Dick drove. But we also have some of our youngest students here that would like to give you just a little dedication and a little send-off and a big thank you for all your time and dedication to all of our students. Where's our kindergarten group? Where's our kindergartners? Mrs. Whalen, you want to bring up your kindergartners up to the front here? So these are our 5-year-olds, 5 and 6-year-olds, Dick. And they've been practicing pretty hard, okay? Miss Wade has been practicing with them pretty hard. And they would like to sing you a song, okay? Okay, real quick, who currently was on Mr. Schliem's route? Please stand up if you're currently on Mr. Schliem's route, right? Where are people that were on Mr. Schliem's route? Very nice. There they are. And I'm not going to ask everybody, I'm not going to put everybody on the spot, but some people like to be on the spot and perform. Does anybody want to say something about what stood out to you the most about Mr. Schliem as a bus driver? Do we have anybody that would like to say a word? Kate and Carter over here, right? Jackson? No? Right?
I saw that whenever there was a problem, he handled it very well and tried to fix it in the nicest way possible, like separating the students from where they were having problems. And I had multiple people there was multiple people that I saw doing that, and the problem was basically automatically solved.
Very nice. Did you know you were such a problem solver, Dick? And we certainly appreciate that very much, right? Thanks, Dick. Carter, did you want to say something? Dick, no? Well, I'll tell you one thing, right? One of the things that we talk about as a staff is we want to make sure that everybody feels welcome, right, when they come into the school building. And when we have our bus driver meeting in August, that's one of the things that we talk about too, that our bus drivers are the first and last people that a lot of our students see, right, when they begin and end the school day. And it's really important that, again, that person, that first and last person that you see, right, sets the tone and is positive and is happy and smiling. And I tell you what, nobody has to tell Dick Schliem to do that. He always has a smile on his face. He enjoys the kids so much, right? They've been a big part of his life, and he's always been very good with making sure each kid that gets on his bus feels important and feels special. And that is the biggest thing that we wish to say thank you to you, Dick, is making all those kids for all those years feel a part of this district and feel very special every day that they got on their bus. So students, join me in congratulating Dick and wishing him well. He can take really good care of his garden now. We're going to get some great big tomatoes, right, or cucumbers, or what's the specialty? Tomatoes. We're going to get some great big special tomatoes now, and he's going to take extra care of that garden. Everybody give Dick a round of applause and wish him well.
Because of racing heart, I think if we took it today, it would be out of this world. And I can't thank the Black Rock School District enough for letting me drive, and I love the kids. I had a couple I called the kids last night, and I had some of the kids in the bus, and one day I had Jeff Mesky. I called him last night to use his name. He said, go ahead. He said, what part of spell house? Kids always didn't hardly it, so I said H-O-U-S. And Jeff turned around, the kids would start laughing. He said, they don't know how to spell house. I said, well, how do you spell it? He said H-O-U-S-E. I said, that's housing. And he said, he is silent. And then I had another one who worked for Jerry Torres and Brian Wild. Jerry Torres got on the bus, shoes on the wrong foot. Gently across his feet and looked like they were on my feet. And for some reason, Jerry Torsten said to Brian Wild, we have a brown porch. It had nothing to do with the shoes, but to this day, that was 40-some years ago, and they both still laughing about it. Then I had 2 trips. Then Bob Michael took him to State Fair Park in Milwaukee. Coming home, the windshield wipers quit working, we drove all the way from Milwaukee with no windshield wipers. And another time we had a basketball trip to Holy Name. Kid jumped out the back door and also the door went with him. And we came all the way home from Holy Name with the kids holding on the back door. And it was quite an adventure. I talked to Jerry Moore a couple nights ago about it. I guess that's pretty much, I could tell you stories all day long, but I don't want to get it. So I'm so thankful that we were right after all of this. Thanks again.
Thank you. We're gonna skip the city here by way, but we're gonna have Dick, if you want to, we're gonna have him kind of in the lobby here as you go out, if you want to say thank you or anything to Dick, he'll be